Hello everyone, welcome to New Gen Politics. So a news story out of Queens this week is actually pretty heartbreaking. A Queens couple bought their dream home for $2 million to take care of their disabled son, only to find a squatter living inside.
There shouldn't be a problem, and it becomes a nightmare.
The couple, Susanna and Joseph Landa, both 68 years old, purchased the home that sits right next to family members in the neighborhood of Douglaston, Queens, in New York City. The couple planned to retire, move to the home, and spend most of their time taking care of their disabled son. Although this process, this vision they had for their future, has become a total nightmare.
It has just taken over everything.
Susanna and Joseph Landa bought what they thought was their dream retirement home in Douglaston, Queens.
We're looking to hopefully retire and most of all provide for my son, Alex, who has Down syndrome. He has a disability.
The new house is right next door to family members.
I just want to know that I can die tomorrow when he's next to his brother.
When they bought the home and it got there, a man named Flores was already living there as a squatter. The 32-year-old claims that he was hired for a $3,000 a week salary from the former homeowner as his caretaker until the man died in January 2023, and says he has a license to be there from the former owner. And so because of this, and because of the rules in New York that state that you have rights to the home after 30 days, the couple can't remove him. And they have no way of doing so. And despite that, they're still paying all the utilities, all the property tax, everything on the house. So this man is paying nothing for the house, but he's the only one who can live there. Even going so far as to call the cops on the couple when they tried to show up to the home they bought.
His name's Flores.
They cannot come here early when I'm not here.
They have keys. They're the owner.
This is what happened when the Landas tried to enter with an insurance inspector. They say Flores called the cops on them, even though they say they gave him 10-day notice.
This is disgusting. Disgusting. These people bought a home and they can't live in it, but they still have to pay for it. They have no rights to kick this man out, to use the home they bought, to take care of their son, to be close to their family. This is what happens when a society leaves people behind, when they switch their interests to the exception, not the rule. Squatters should have no rights. How do squatters have any rights? You get to just move into a house and after 30 days, it's yours, but you don't have to pay for anything? And now these near 70-year-olds have to go to court to fight this 32-year-old. And what's worse is this 32-year-old has been renting out rooms to people to make money on the side.
Not only has Flores been living there, they claim he listed the home online to rent rooms to other people. The only way to try and get him out? They're taking him to landlord-tenant court, trying to get him evicted.
So he's been using this couple's house and then renting it out to other people and not paying a dime. This is really like human scummery at its finest. And what is the state of New York going to do? Nothing. They don't care. If you do everything right, if you follow all the rules, you get screwed. You get abandoned by your government, abandoned by the people who are supposed to take care of you, protect you. You know, your government, their number one job is to protect you, to look after you, to provide you with the ability to have a happy, healthy, fulfilling life. That's what the government's supposed to do. Number one job. And they're not. They have completely failed to. Our system is so broken, it looks after people who do not contribute, who just drain our system. It plays to the exception, not the rule. A country in that state cannot exist. You cannot have a country that does not look after the average person, who not only doesn't look after them, but actively makes their life a living hell. This is a nightmare for these people. And it's only able to happen because legally, this man, Flores, has the right to do this. He has more rights than the people who bought the house. So the government is actively working against the people. Actively. And this should get you mad. This should make you upset. This story could happen to you. You're an old retired couple. You snowbird down to Florida maybe for a month or two. You come back and someone's living in your house. Sorry, you don't own this place anymore. I do. I've been here for 30 days. It could happen to you. And what will the government's response be? Nothing. The police can't help. Their hands are tied. And legally, there's only so much you can do. And even if you do, it takes forever.
We have had already 5 hearings at civil court.
He shows up, no attorney.
If it's not one excuse, there's another excuse.
He filed the bankruptcy. So that prevents everything from going forward.
Meanwhile, they've been paying all the bills,
Leaving windows wide open 24 hours.
including thousands of dollars in utilities.
It makes me feel completely forgotten in the legal system, not able to do anything.
Look, he's done all these legal shenanigans to get out of it. He showed up to court without an attorney to stop proceedings from happening. He filed for bankruptcy, so they can't do anything until that case is settled. This guy knows exactly what he's doing. He's a scam artist. And he's taking advantage of this elderly couple, like a parasite. He's leaving the windows open 24/7, running the heating just to run up their bills, just to spite them. You can have all the legal right in the world to do something, and you can still be a bad person for doing it. The law is not above morality. That's the problem in this country, in countries all over the world, is we've elevated these systems above God. We've elevated our judicial system above God. We've elevated our legislative system above God. We've elevated our corporate system above God. Morality is no longer the highest order. You follow whatever institution that we've put in place. And so if it's legal to do so, it's moral to do so. Does a society that runs that way sound like it's going to last very long? Where, regardless of morality, you're allowed to do whatever you want as long as it's legal. It doesn't. When you abandon God, you end up with situations just like this, where you can do morally irreprehensible things to the point where I don't know how he looks at himself in the mirror and totally get away with it. And not only get away with it, you're the one in control of the situation. You're the one who has the full support of the state of New York to take advantage of these people. It's disgusting. And this is how social fabrics fray. If you cannot exist peacefully in a society, if you can't get ahead by doing everything right, there is no recourse. And what does that lead to? Nothing good. So I pray for these people. I hope they can take him to court and kick him out. And I hope they can enjoy their retirement and continue to look after their disabled son. And now that you've heard what I think, please let me know what you think down in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.